Hey guys, in this video I want to show you some parts I added or accessories I added to my Honda CRF300L. So if you're interested in how I modded my bike through the years, stay tuned and I'll show you every part I added to the bike. So starting on top, I have the double take mirrors. I think there are new versions these days with different grips. I like the way they are built and the way they look. I have the, I think it's called the Dual Sport version, not the Adventure version, or the Enduro version, I think. You can flip this over and put a cup in it when you're camping. Seen it a lot. It's pretty much unbreakable. I do not like the way they are mounted with RAM, simply because it's hard to adjust them on the fly when you're riding. And usually I have them screwed loose when I'm not using the bike for some while, because in my experience you can just squish the ram balls if you do not untighten it when you're not going to use the bike for a longer period of time. Now, well, starting here, it's a QuadLock with a vibration damper on it and some kind of mounting device. I don't know exactly which accessory from QuadLock this is. I think it's the AMPS mount. But it's I use it mainly because when I don't have the tablet with me, I don't have it with me all the time. I just want to go to some place where it's easier to get by with the motorcycle, so I don't have to pay for parking. I use my phone to navigate, so that's why I use it. With the dampener on it, within like 3 years I have the bike, the telephone has not, or the phone has not broken down the camera. So for me, the dampener here works. I've heard different stories about it, but for me on a 300cc bike, it works. And it's mounted on this Rally Raid bar risers. It's 2.5 centimeters. I do not know what that is in inches, but I will put it here. I use it, of course, to raise the bars. It's very high quality machined stuff. And I like the fact that it has holes for an AMPS or AMS mount. I'm not quite sure how you call it. So you can attach anything to it, from a navigation holder to a phone holder. On the clamps, I have a Renthal Fatbar. Again, I do not know which exact model it is, but I will put it on the video. I think it gives you a better experience than the stock OEM handlebars, and they bend quite easy, as I have experienced with some friends of mine who have still have the stock bars, and it makes it feel to me a bit like you're handling a scooter. And these Renthal Fat bars, 28, what's it called? The 28 millimeter tapered they are. They just give it a more sturdy feel. So switching over to the handlebar grips, it's from a company called Pro Grip. I like the way it feels. It's a bit more bulky and less plasticky than the OEM ones. And yeah, if you have vibrations in your steering from your engine, which the CRF almost has none, it also helps with dampening some of those vibrations. Switching over to the Barkbusters, how do you call them? Handguards. I went with the red and white, and I added the skid plate. I don't know if I would recommend that, because I think I paid 17 euros for that, which is bullshit. It's just a piece of cheap plastic, but it looks nice. Again, they do their job. I've fallen with it many times, and they protect my hands and mainly my levers. But switching over to the levers, they are the Raximo, I think they're called. I went with the black and red version. I like the way they grip. They're much better than the OEM. That you can adjust them to your liking, and you can lengthen them or shorten them. And they have a pivot point, so if you fall, it just, I think it's called pivot up. So they don't break. One time I had on my XT that my lever broke and I was in the shitter. So I not only like the looks, but also the functionality of these levers. I have them for the clutch and for the brakes. Now for the rally tower, I already made a video about that. I'll link to it on top of this video and in the description of this video. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I love it. I mean, it looks absolutely amazing. It gives the bike such a different look. But not only looks on the highway, it blocks so much wind off my chest that it's actually not, especially now with the seat concepts comfort seat, it's actually quite okay to ride with this motorcycle 110 kilometers per hour on the highway. And yeah, better lighting you get with this, a lot better lighting with the rally tower. And you get, or you don't get, I ordered it separately, the attachment for the Samsung, I think it's for the 3, the Active Tab 3, which is this one, and the 5. Again, it's all like, it's called thermoplastic, I think. The whole tower is made of thermoplastics. But I've fallen with it many times, and if you break anything, it's very cheap to replace. You usually get some spare parts, or you can order them for like pennies on the dollar. So yeah, I think the best mod I did to this bike is the rally tower. But again, if you want to have more details, please watch the dedicated video I made about it. I changed my blinkers to the Hammerleds. I mean, they're an amazing concept. I mean, yeah, LED blinkers that look great and are mounted on like a spring. So if you fall, then it just bends. And I mean, anyone who has ridden off-road has broken their OEM blinkers because they're very big, bulky. So yeah, I thought before I'm going to break them, I'm going to change them. On the front, as you can see here, and on the back, they're very bright. They work great, but again, it's more functionality because I don't want to have broken blinkers when I'm riding off-road, because it's not a question if you're gonna fall, you're gonna fall, and it's not a question if you are going to break your blinkers, it's just when. I have the Rally Raid luggage rack, which is, I think, the most slim luggage rack you can get. I mean, they really tailored it to the shape of the bike. I had the Adventure Spec one before, but I did not like how high it sat on top of your backside of the motorcycle. And I did not like the shape when I added the Reckless 80 from Moscow to it. So I switched it out for this one. Yeah, it's pretty slim, so I think from a perspective of getting more luggage on top of it, there might be better ones, but not better looking ones. And I'm just a sucker for how things look. So yeah, this one, it works great, both with the Reckless 10 I have and with the Reckless 80. And I use the knoblin to yeah, secure it, and so I don't have to add straps to here, because this is one of the, I think, of the downsides, that because it's so slim, it does not give you a lot of yeah, space to add straps to it. But overall, very happy. But as you can see, I've been pretty harsh on it. So yeah, if you have reckless bags like me, you might want to put some protection tape on it, or simply don't give a damn. Maybe I'll just talk about this part a bit. This is where I attach my Moscow Moto reckless bags. I removed the passenger pegs, and this is actually a remnant of the Adventure Spec luggage racks, which I did not like and remove, but the bracket it came with, I kept it here because it provides a good attachment points for the reckless bags. I have a tail tidy from a German company called Zieger, I think. Yeah, looks good, does its job, removes the enormous ugly tail, the plastic tail, gives it a more slim look, and it's German made, so it's quite good. I mean, there are a lot of options on the market, so go with anything you think looks good. Now, of course, the thing that is most noticeable, both in looks and in sound, is the Akrapovic. I have the full header and exhaust. So starting from here all the way to here. I mean, it looks okay. It looks better in person than it does look on photos. I think the Yoshimura looks better, but I don't like the sound that much. And this one, again, a few years ago, I get like 30% discount, and it was already quite cheap. So I went for this one and added the heat shield from Moscow to it because of my reckless bags. So when it comes to suspension, I actually bought the bike second hand, and the previous owner already installed a Wilbers shock. Now, this is not the most premium Wilbers shock, but it's a lot better than the stock suspension. So I'm very grateful for that, because I did not have to pay extra for it. And it came with also a stiffer spring in the front, in one of the front forks. And that also helps with the bike not diving so much when you ride off-road. So I replaced the OEM Footpegs with the Zeta ones. They have like spikes which give you some good stability and grip. They're not that much more big this wise than the OEM ones, but from here to here they're a bit bigger. Yeah, and I like them. If I would, I mean, price wise, I like them. If I had more money to spend, I would maybe buy something that is just a tidbit bigger, but for now they will do. I have a bash plate from Adventure Spec. I'm actually thinking of replacing it with a plastic one by AXP, because that should be easier to jump logs with and reflects less sound or less noise. But for now, I mean, it looks good. It does its job. It has a few screws. You attach it to the bike. Looks okay. Do not use the old oil drain hole in the bottom. Just remove it completely when you want to change oil, unless you want to get your skid plate, bash plate dirty. So that's just a bonus tip you get from me. Now, the paint on the frame of the CRF is so thin that if you look at it for too long, it wears off. So I attached the Acerbis frame protectors. I think they look cool. I see a lot of people with these sort of fake AliExpress versions of this. I think they look horrible. So I went with the original ones from Acerbis. Just make sure that you get some O-rings where you can attach it to the bike. I replaced them with tie rips because these O-rings deteriorate very quick when they get a bit dirty and wet. They wear out in like a few weeks. So I wouldn't even attach them. Just use tie rips to attach it to the bike. And then we have the Zeta Sprocket guard, I think it's called. Now there's something with this. This is actually made for the American or the US version, which does not have a gear indicator. Now the European version does, so it has a protection bracket here, which I had to remove because the Zeta does not provide any attachment options for it. I haven't had any problems with it when falling. Rally Raid does make one. It's more of a like the OEM cover, but then in steel or whatever material and with some holes in it. I mean, it looks awesome, but it's like 160 euros. So I think I'll stay with the Zeta for now. It does its job. So yeah, and I chose the red version here just to switch it out between black and red here and there, but not overkill it. Now, of course, we have the infamous Acerbis tank. I think what it's about a 13 or 14.5 liter tank. Would definitely recommend it if you ride for longer distances. Yeah, it just gives you an extra range. Makes the bike look bit more big, or yeah, I like it. I like the looks. Now I did not attach the original hose to the charcoal canister. I think it's just too much trouble. I just bought this little thingy so gas fumes can get out, and when you fall over it just blocks the gas from going out. So that's a little pro tip when you do not want to use the long hose to the charcoal canister. And then the seat concept seat, which I have a dedicated video about, just gives it, makes it a lot more comfortable when you have to sit on the bike for longer periods of time. And it also makes it look just that bit more nice because of the dual tone color. So this is the Flatlands Racing Radiator guard for the CRF300L. You have a separate one for the rally version, which does not contain this bracket, if I'm not mistaken. Bought this after I fell off while riding off-road, almost hit the tree, and one of the tree branches ended up here. It was a pretty big branch. If it would have penetrated the radiator, yeah, I would be in trouble, both money-wise and yeah, traveling-wise, because my travels would be over and I would have to shell out some big money for the radiator. So yeah, I bought this one. I thought I just want the best one there is on the market. It's visually appealing. It's very well built. It protects you both from penetration by, for example, a stone or a tree branch or whatever, but also when you fall over and you're riding on some hard terrain, you make sure the radiator does not cave in, because it's totally not protected on the CRF. So it's quite an expensive, especially here in Europe, it's an expensive mod, but I think you're going to be so glad you did it when you're riding and you fall off and something hit it and it just is protected and your journey doesn't end. Just a quick disclaimer at the end of this video. You don't need all this stuff for riding off-road. If you have a stock OEM bike, everything stock, don't let it stop you from riding off-road. Please, you know, get to the tracks, try how it feels in OEM stock style, and then experience if there is something you might want to add to it, either from a rally tower to a different luggage rack. But don't fall into the trap that you need all this stuff before you can even start riding off-road. Because I've seen it in so many occasions that people spend like thousands of euros only to discover that off-road riding is not really their thing. And they sell their bike at a loss. So although I love modding my bike, I'm a big proponent of learn as you go, start stock. Because at the end of the day, the ride, the adventure is what it's all about. It's not about the motorcycle. Generally, it's just a tool. Okay, you can mod it. I love to mod it, but in a way that fits my way of riding. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions about any of the parts you just saw, please feel free to comment in the comment section or send me a message on Instagram. The link is below. And then I'll catch you guys in another video. Take care.